know that you guys have already made a decision to be successful, right? So in order to do what you need to do over the next 365 days, you cannot move with the old momentum. You got new goals, you need new momentum. But in order for us to do this, y'all gotta participate. So y'all wanna know how I really get money? No, y'all don't wanna know. Y'all just wanna go home and go to sleep. Y'all wanna know how I really get money? Well, listen, I come to put it all on the table for you guys because I really want you to win. Do this, y'all got to participate. When I say ready, set, you say, because tonight we're going to learn how to run this race. I know that you guys have already made a decision to be successful, right? 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 So in order to do what you need to do over the next 365 days, you cannot move with the old momentum that you had. You got new goals, you need new momentum. So tonight we're gonna get ready, set. When you leave here, I want you to leave here with a plan. So these mics are gonna be hot tonight. This session is not about me talking to you, it's about us getting the work done. I don't want you to leave here without a plan. So I'm gonna talk to you about how to get 100 days better. How many of you have been saying like, I want to do it. This is my year. I got it. This is my year. I got it. This is my year. Well, that can wear out real fast when you get home and your kids need you and your honey needs you and your business needs you. How many of you are still working a 9-to-5 job? Stand up. If you're still working a 9-to-5 job, can y'all give them a hand? Thank you. Because that means they have to be double successful. And I'm going to say to you, there will be a time that you will leave that job and you got to have the skills to be disciplined now. It doesn't get better when you leave. You be like, if I had more time, I would do so much more. Lies from the pits of hell. You would get up, living a soft life, drinking coffee, lighting candles. And before you know it, it's the 30th of the month and you're like, what happened? I don't want that to be your story. So we're gonna get 100 days better by doing some actionable steps that have allowed me to earn over $25 million in revenue. Is that all right? So I'm really excited about this, but if my skirt moves up, y'all let me know because Suge is here and I can just see me not being able to finish the presentation, okay? So just be like, sis, down. I don't know what you mean. So I want to tell a little bit about who I am from a productivity standpoint. Because how many of you wear lots of hats, right? We're mothers, we're fathers, we're business owners. How many of you work in the church? Yeah, we go to Bible study, we teach Sunday school. How many of us do work in the community? How many of us in sororities and fraternities? And all of these organizations call on our time. So we have to decide, how can we prioritize our time and still serve? Because we can't not serve, but we have to serve in a way that we're giving from the saucer. See, we're supposed to give from our overflow, not from what's in our cup. And so when I learned this lesson, it helped me prioritize my time. So not only do we own the schools, but we own an association, we own real estate, we own a laundromat, a beauty salon, a restaurant, a barbershop. You can clap for that. And some of these businesses were active every day, and some of them were not. But the thing that we have learned is we put our time where the money is first, so we can do what we need to do. A lot of you use your time in the morning to do non-income revenue generating things. We don't do those things during the hours of 8 to 8. Those are our money hours. Say money hours. So we have 4 brick and mortar buildings. We're all over the world. We're traveling all the time, but we don't make an excuse when it comes to getting things done. So tonight, I am going to show you one of the ways I prioritize, and that's I stay in my lane. So I want you on your piece of paper, what's your lane? Now, this doesn't mean that you can't be like multi-talented, but it does mean you gotta focus on your anchor business first. And your anchor business is the business that's bringing in the majority of your revenue. Call out that business. What is it? Okay. So if you know that brings in the money, that needs to be first on your list. And that's the bottom line. And all of those other things, you're going to prioritize and give them time. But in this season, there's going to be some things that you have to stop doing. A lot of things you heard this week, you're like, oh, I'm going to start that. Oh, I'm going to start that. Oh, that was a good strategy. Got that one. But my question to you, what are you going to take off your plate to make room for the new revenue, to make room for the new you? You can't keep everything. So right now, I want you to write on your paper, what are you giving up? I had to give up some things in order to get here. And in a moment, I'm going to have some of you go to the mic because I truly believe if you don't walk it out, you won't work it out. You have to begin to speak and profess exactly what you're going to do. In this season, this is the lane that I want to thrive in. And unfortunately, until that thing is really successful, it's hard to work on 7 things. Stand up if you are plagued by the disease called fractured focus. Stand up. Oh, Lord, the whole room. Okay. Can somebody bring me some water, please? Oh, I just thought it was going to be like 5 of us. Fractured focus will kill your ability to make money. It will kill your ability to really show up in your industry. So one of the things I want you to decide, in the next 100 days, what's my primary lane? What is the one thing that I'm going to pour my heart into? It doesn't mean that we're going to let other things go unintended, but what's the one thing I'm going to focus on? So as we go, I want to talk about a runner. How many of y'all ran track? I watched y'all. Y'all look good. Now, there are several different types of runners. There are sprint runners, and then there are cross-country runners. Does anybody know the difference? Okay, so tell me the difference. One is fast-paced, and one is built to endure to the end. So I'm going to tell you, with the sprints we're going to go through tonight, they're meant to be fast-paced so you can have a quantum leap. So you can move further faster, and then we're going to take a break so we can still have the endurance of a cross-country runner. It takes a little bit of a balance between the two. So I need 2 people on each side to go to the mic who's really had a problem with focusing. 2 people for me. All right, I got 1 on each side. Tell me what's your primary reason why it's hard for you to stay focused. Go. Be focused, baby. It's your turn.
I know, I'm like, what is it? I get distracted by my phone and people calling me and different things happening throughout the day.
Okay, well, I'm going to do something that my daughter Maddie taught me how to do real well. Just put your phone on Do Not Disturb during those hours. Can y'all clap it up for that?
I don't know.
And you can literally block social media. You can block all of those things because you got to decide, where is your time important? And if it's important people in your life, let their calls come through. Even if you have to put your phone in another room to work, because that's what we call self-sabotage, okay? All right, why are you not focused, you think?
I'm constantly torn between the thing that I do, which I thought was my primary lane, but the thing that I can make the most money the fastest.
So tell me the 2 things.
So I'm a physician, and so obviously I can make...
Clap it up for all the black doctors in the room.
And not just black doctors, I'm one of 10 black burn surgeons in the country.
I stand Well, give it to me then.
So the challenge is starting that practice in that lane. It comes at a smaller revenue when you're not an employee. But the residential side, like the real estate side, makes more money now. So like the residential stuff, the real estate stuff, the consulting stuff brings in more money in the same time frame than what it is to be an actual surgeon.
That's admirable. But that's crazy. So, would you say you have a money problem, or do you have a little change?
Oh, like personally?
Oh, yeah, you.
I mean, I have some change.
Okay. So, this is what I learned from one of my mentors a long time ago. If you have money to solve a problem, then you don't have a problem. You need help. So you can focus on what you can do, only you can do, and you can put people in place so you can duplicate yourself. Because only 10 people in the world can do what you do, but some of those other things, hundreds of thousands of people can do it. So you need to deploy some of that money to make more money. So I'll say to you, doctor, put your money to work.
Thank you.
A lot of times we think that we have to run the race alone, but that's why I love, what they call it, the relay race. It's my leg out. I tried to turn it to the side. Mr. Owens, am I good? Thank you. Uncle Owens said, I'm good. But one of the reasons why I love relay races is when you sprint, you're given this big exertion, right? And sometimes you need to pass the baton. So there are going to be some things on your list that you've been doing that you need to do what? If you know that you are worth $100, $500 an hour, why are you doing minimum wage jobs? So you got to decide if you're going to be a 7-figure chick or a $7 chick. Because if you're doing minimum wage jobs, you're going to get minimum wage returns. So you got to decide what you're going to do what? Pass the peas like we used to do. Why do you procrastinate?
I procrastinate because I'm a perfectionist. I think that because I study and I have to research so much, like 2 hours a day before I do anything else so I can be the best in my field, that I miss out on all operational things as well. So I know my issue, and because of her, I'm now, just joking, I now know what I need to get done. And I've been doing it for a while now, so I've gotten better at that.
And what's your field?
I'm a functional geneticist.
Okay. My brain is big too now. So I know that you're an expert in your field, and I know continuing education is wonderful. But where did the need to be perfect come from?
My mama. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. No. Well, actually, part of it is true. You know, I'm one of a few, because I also know there's Dr. O'Reilly. She does nutrigenomics as well. I mean, you have to be the best in your field because of our skin color, first and foremost. As well as, genetics. I'm going to be a nerd now. Got to be a nerd. But genetics is always changing. You know, I have to change my treatment principles over the last couple of years because of new information that comes out. So, but now, ChatGPT is going to be helping me now.
Okay.
So I don't have to.
So this is what I'm going to say to you when it comes to your business outside of the medical stuff, because I think you do need to make sure you're up to date. But I know you're always going to be in your zone of genius. But I just feel like you just need to trust that you're already enough. And then in your business part, I'd rather be, now, if I'm doing surgery, I need to be perfect, right? If I'm cutting somebody open or something, you know, or if I'm really diagnosing a problem, yeah, I need to be as accurate as possible. But in my business, you got to give yourself some wiggle room to get paid and then perfect the process. Because in business, you're not going to perfect your process until you make some mistakes. That's just the bottom line. I want to give you an example of that. I had a mastermind, and I released this mastermind, and I really didn't want to do it. Lamar, like, he really, for about 2 years, said, hey, your people want more from you. The first time that I introduced it, I threw the mic to Dr. Kearney because I was scared. I was like, this is the price. And I just ran off the stage, and I was like, ooh, I messed up. But that day, we converted 70% of the room. And let me tell you why. Y'all can clap up for that. People are waiting for you. They're not waiting on you to be perfect. They're just really waiting on the audience from you. And so if you're willing to give them your time and your gift, they're willing to pay you. It doesn't have to be perfect. The first ebook I ever published wasn't even automated. People would buy it with a PayPal link, and I would get a payment notification, and then I would open my Gmail account, and I would forward them an email that I sent to somebody else. And I did that 1,000 times before I got Sade, right? And so, was I paid? Was it perfect? But did I get paid? And did I perfect it? So it's time to ready, set, last person.
Hello. So my issue of fractured focus is balancing, and I saw in your bio, which was amazing, the kids, the married to both. My husband and I are both entrepreneurs. We have.
I thought you would say your husband and I are both married.
No.
Other people.
No.
I was like,
No.
Listen, y'all really stretching me today. Okay.
So and then we have the 3 kids in there in the mix of all this. So the 2 businesses, one H84, building supplies, and then the passion, my creative outlet, because supplies is not always so fun, is in her zone event production.
Okay.
So I'm literally trying to balance 2 worlds because I'm active in the one, and then the 3 kids in the middle trying to manage that. And then I'm sitting here like I volunteer at all their things because to me, been taught as well, you need to be there for the kids, make sure you're in there. So by the end of the night, between emails and dinner, I don't even know where I'm at.
How many of y'all can relate to that? Can y'all clap it up for her being brave enough? So my kids will tell you I'm definitely not a perfect mom, but I am a present mom. But I'm not present at everything. And so I really had to balance them and teach them over time that if we're building something, we have to build it together. How old are your kids?
16-year-old.
Oh, great. I'm sorry, too.
Yeah, girl.
Next age?
12, about to be 12.
You really struggling. Keep going.
And a 9-year-old. And they're all girls.
I got 5 of them, so I don't even, you can't play me with that. But I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So when you have that dynamic.
Yes, okay. Yeah, So one of the things I would say to you for the family part, and it's something that's successful for us, is having a family meeting. Okay. And we really set sometimes it's every month, sometimes, we may skip a few months, but we really let our kids know this is what we're focusing on. These are our blackout times. They give us their dates, and we really talk about, hey, this is how we're going to work hard in this season. This is how we're going to play hard. Just 1 second. Will y'all humor me? Madison and Kenzie, will y'all please stand up?
Aww.
They are so expensive.
Yes, they are.
But they are definitely my pride and joy. But one of the things that I had to do with them, because I'm on the road so much, I don't believe in perfect attendance. I do believe in perfect grades. But they've been traveling with me for the last 10 days. Now, you can clap. Now, that was a decision I had to make because I did not want to miss so much time with them. But when I'm at home, we also do the same thing. I would say when you're sitting down, your passion business, because I have a business that feeds my pocket, that's my daycare, and I have a business that feeds my soul, that's my association. But until the association was making more than the daycare centers, I still had to put my time here. So you're gonna have to see how much time you can do to event planning, and you may have to put some boundaries around it. while you're building your business. You can have it all, but you always can't have it all at the same time. So you're going to have to set the priority, but our families are always our priority. But they have to understand too, hey, you got a part in this. You reap the reward, you get the shoes, you get the hair bows, you get the trips, you get the cruises, you get the cheer outfits.
Starbucks,
you get
Jordans.
All of that, the DoorDash. So this is what I need you to do as well to help us. And this is how we're going to be dividing the time. Can y'all clap it up for all the mothers and fathers? So this is the significance of a 100-day sprint. You can really change your life. You can change your whole body in 100 days. So you can definitely change your life. So about 5 years ago, I began living my life in 300-day cycles every year. So in 100 days, I run hard and then I take a break. And I take another 100 days, I run hard and I take a break. Because everybody needs rest and recovery. So the goal is not to run myself down, but it's to run myself far enough to where I'm not behind and I can afford the break. Some of y'all ran one step and you was like, oh, girl. In the words of Monray, this is ghetto. So a lot of times, if you stop running too fast, you get stagnant. And how many of you know Newton's law of motion? Things in motion and things at rest. So when I'm in motion, slow motion, baby, okay. Hey, Shug. When I'm in motion, I don't want to stop. And 1 month sometimes doesn't complete a full project. So I began to think about what can I do in 100 days? And even in those 100 days, I do take small breaks. But what can I do in 100 days? And then I reset for 100 more days. And then I reset for 100 more days. And this is why I typically do more in 1 year than some people do in 10. And it's not because I'm better. It's because I'm more strategic. Everybody say strategy. So I want you to write on your paper one real big project that you want to accomplish in the next 100 days. One. Uno. One. How many? Not one and one B. Because y'all love to cheat. Now hold that for a second. I'm going to come back to it. There's a big importance in goal setting before I talk about the 10-day sprints, which if I miss anything today, at the end of today, I've already recorded each and every one of you a mini course. And you can keep it, lock it, and put it in your, but you better watch it first. So it's going to take you through all of the 8 steps of the sprint. I gave you written instructions. I also gave you a planner for you to write down your progress every single day. Because I want you to be like, ready, set. When you leave here, I want there to be no excuse. I also included a calendar so you can schedule your time, and it's free. But I want y'all to know, like I said the other day, freedom ain't free. I can give it to you, but if you don't use it, it's useless. So goal setting is one of the most important things, but because it helps me frame my mind for this particular time point. So you can have more than one goal. In your business, you may need to have more than one goal, and that's fine. But you can't have 1,000 goals. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Oh, that sounds good. And then when someone calls you with a new opportunity, you can't even filter whether it's a good timing for you, right? And so your goals help you be planted in a decision so you can reap a reward. If you are like to and fro, today you this and tomorrow you that, it's like that being double-minded and unstable in all your ways. Nobody know what you're selling this week. Last week it was candles. This week you're teaching people how to get federal grants. We real confused about what to come to you for. I mean, This week, you baking cakes. Is the cupcake Delegate here in the jar? Is she here right now? Where's she at? Okay, I wish she was here. She sent me a red velvet cupcake that made me want to disown one of my children when he ate the last piece. I just remembered that. Okay, but goal setting. It will really help you stay focused. So, you have your one day, your one thing, but in life, there are a lot of things that you need to do in your personal life and in your business life. And that's why I came up with the 10-day sprints. A week was too short for me. How many of y'all week just fall short? You be like, it's Sunday again? Man. So a week was really too short for me, but 10-day sprints, it really aligned with this 100-day philosophy. So even though I live my life in 3 100-day blocks, I break those 100-day blocks into 10-day sprints. This helps me really estimate my level of productivity. It makes me stop and readjust what I've done and what I haven't done. So the power of a 10-day sprint is for you to be laser focused on a list of activities that you are committed, everybody say committed, to accomplishing. So these are the steps, and we're going to do them tonight. Number 1, you're going to choose a date for your sprint to start. Now, that's just a decision. It does not take 7 whole days without a word from you. It don't take 7 days to pick a date. Pick a date right now. You got 10 seconds. Girl, it's just a date. Oh my. You know tomorrow, Sunday. Pick a date. What's your date? Call it out. If you said something after February 15th, I'm going to come slap you. We ain't got that much time. What's your date? All right. Some of y'all lying about tomorrow and some of y'all lying about February 1st. So I'll take whichever one. Commit to the date. Say, I commit. So the first thing you want to do is to commit to the date because there's some pre-work to the sprint. Once you think about your goals, what you want to accomplish, now you're in the vein of what do I actually need to do to make this goal come to pass. So the next thing I do after I commit to a date, I'm on my 3rd sprint of the year. I'm on my 3rd sprint of the year. But I'm not stopping until I get to my 10th one to take my break. So I make a list of everything I want to accomplish. But here's my trick, parents, lovers and friends, business owners. I break it up into categories. What do I need to do at home? What do I need to do in each business? And some of you have one business, but maybe you have multiple clients. So you can break it up by multiple clients. It's totally up to you how you organize it, but it's a good way for me to do a brain dump of everything I need to do. But the first list you need to do is your urgent list. Stand up if you know you're sitting here right now and you got something real urgent in your email, on your phone, on your voicemail. Stand up, stand up. You praying right now that somebody just don't come and burn the house down. It's so urgent. You're not even sure if you paid the light bill before you left home. Oh my God. Those urgent things, I write those down first. Because how many of you know the principle of eating the frog? So there's some things in my sprint that I need to do day 1 and 2 so I can feel better about myself. Every time I accomplish something, you know what goes up? My confidence and my cash. So every time I complete something, I'm like, oh, you know what? You did good. So you don't want to lie to yourself about what you can do in the sprint because your confidence will go down. So start the first sprint. I'm not going to say easy because we don't like to do it easy. At TSP, we like to do it nice and rough. I can't do the dance because I'm going to get in trouble. But just start with a practical list. But I separate it by different categories. And then I ask myself, Are the things on this list going to help me accomplish my goal? If they're not, sometimes I trash those things. Like, I really wanted to purge my closet at the end of the year, but the time just really didn't present itself. So I had to trash that and say, you know what, that's not urgent. It's not going to hurt anybody if I don't do that. So I can put that on for later. But I also needed to do client calls for the end of the year because I needed to send out invoices. And that felt urgent. And I made sure I got that done. So I also want to make sure that you know that you don't have to do everything on your list. So in step 3, when you're executing, don't forget to delegate. If you pay anybody, even $1, raise your hand. People on your payroll should be helping you accomplish this list. I want to shout out one other person in the room. Dr. Connie, will you stand up? I'm sorry the way I work you like that. Girl, but when I seen you in my business, I know there was a God. You got to have somebody in your business that you can help, that can help you carry the load. If you have people in your business and they're on your payroll, but they're not really on your team, you need to reevaluate them. Because if they chilling and laughing and you stressed out, what are we doing here? You know, that's when I get angry with people and just start firing people. Like, I don't even like the way you look today. Go home, girl. You just disturbing my peace. You coming in here with Chick-fil-A and I'm hungry. Didn't even ask me if I wanted a Coke with ice. You know I like a Coke with ice. If people on your team are not lightening your load, you need to reassess 2 things. Have you communicated with them clearly how they can help you? And if you have not, do that. And if you have communicated and they are ill-performing or they just downright lazy, like my grandma say, you need to either talk to them or dismiss them. And when I say talk, I mean give them that one last chance to get it right. Because you want to make sure that you're not putting money into people who are not producing in your business. But this cannot be your excuse. Well, by the time I show them how to do it, I could have been and done it. If you ever said that, say ouch. But you could have did it one time. They could have did it for the next 365 days. So you got to take time to delegate, but you want to make sure you've trained what you're delegating them to do. Then you want to hold them accountable. This is your deadline. This is when I'm going to check in. Don't delegate anything, even to yourself, without a deadline. Because if you don't put a date on it, she's praying over there. She said, oh, God. If you don't put a date on it, you know what date you put on it? The never date. It's not important unless you make it important. So you got to put some time constraints on yourself because, you know, nature says if I have more time, anybody mother-in-law ever called you and told you she was around the corner? How fast did you clean your house? I bet you delegated that day. Get them clothes in the laundry. What are you doing? Why are you breathing? Sweep. So that same tenacity, I call it the mother-in-law effect. That same tenacity that you would do if your mother-in-law was on the way, that's how you need to go after this list. Number 4, you're going to report and reflect. Our goal is 90%. Everybody say 90%. Everything I put on that 10-day list, I want to make sure I have a 90% accuracy rate. So if I have 100 things, I want to complete 90. If I have 50 things, I want to complete 40. And the reason why I want to do that is I don't want to be moving tasks over because that lowers my confidence and that lowers my cash. The more I do, it increases my. So I want to review and report. Now, sometimes I'll see, hey, I had an emergency. My kid got sick. We had somebody out. I had to fly out of town. And then if I can't delegate it, I may have to move it over. But I still give myself a rating. Now, Brandy, where do you do this? Is it a software out there? Girl, I do it in Google Sheets. And every single sprint, I do a Google Sheet. If you're in the mastermind, you can go and see my first sprint. And you can see how I just check it off. And at the top, I calculate my proficiency. It's already in the mastermind Facebook group. So it doesn't have to be something complicated. If you want to use Asana, if you want to use Teamwork, you can. But I use something just as simple and free as a Google Sheet. If it's for free, it's for me. I like y'all. It turned all the way off. Oh, there we go. Number 5. Before I go to 5, my thing is if I left it on the list, do I need to do it, delegate it, or ditch it? So those things I left behind, I kind of analyzed. Why did I leave them behind? Maybe they were not really important, right? Or maybe I'm not going to get it done next sprint either because I have too much on my workload. That's when I stop and I teach someone and I delegate it. Or do I need to ditch it? This is not serving me. There are some organizations that I've been in, I'm like, I can't keep giving y'all all this time and all y'all do is complain at meetings. I don't like y'all cooking either. And when I came to the potluck, people was looking at me crazy because I was dressed up. I ain't coming no more. There are some things I just decided I don't want to do no more. Or there are some things I feel like I donate my way out of. Like, girl, can you bake 12 dozen of cookies? No. But I can buy 12 dozen of cookies. There's just some things that are not worth my time, but it does not mean I cannot support it. So when I don't do something, I ask myself, Brandy, do you need to do this, delegate it, or ditch it? And then last but not, it's another one, I think. Let's count together like we're in kindergarten. 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed up. Okay, number 5. And I'll talk about this in the mini course that I'm giving you guys. Number 5 is I celebrate. I don't wait till the 100 days to celebrate. Sometimes if I have a really good day, I celebrate that day. Sometimes that's just a good swamp thing from Papados. Sometimes that's a night out on the town or us going bowling. Sometimes it's a Louis Vuitton bag. Sometimes it's a dinner with Master P. I ain't got that one yet, but I'm trying to work it out. But I celebrate, and that's what number 5 was. So here is the free offer. I want you to go to the mic. I'm going to take questions. We don't have a lot of time. But if you're willing to do a 10-day sprint with me, if you're willing to get 100 days better with me, clap your hands. So I'm going to start again with you guys. I'm going to take like 2 days off from my next sprint, and I'm going to start February 1st with you. And I'll be in the Facebook group, I'll be in the mastermind group, and I'm going to do it with you. If you're committed to starting February 1st with me, stand up. If you have February 2nd, you still starting February 1st, get your butt up. Nobody told you could choose your own day. You're going to do what mama say, and I say you starting February 1st. Okay. February 1st. You're going to have your list ready February 1st. All right. Have a seat. I'm going to start here and here. Quick questions. No, I don't control that part. They say, can you put the link back up, please? It's 100daysbetterclub.com. Pending trademark.
Get it, girl.
Yes.
Hello, everybody, again. First of all, I have to say I just forgot to give God the glory, so publicly I give God the glory. Had to get that out. My question is, what happens when you have multiple major projects that you have to accomplish within the 100 days? How do you prioritize them?
I definitely always have multiple major projects. The reason why I asked you to choose one is because sometimes we have that one thing that we need to focus on. But for me, I just organize my sprints by those projects. Like I said, we have 5 full businesses, right? And so there's no way that I don't have things going on in each business. We have multiple locations, and that's okay. I just need to make sure the people that are in that business or that are working on that project, they understand the assignments for those tasks. And that's kind of how I separate it out. Yes.
Good evening. I'm Yolanda. My friends know me as Lane, so don't call me Yolanda. You won't find me on social media.
Hey, Lane.
Okay. My business is Crooked Letter Blanks, which I am a crafting coach. I do tutorials, courses. I just about do it all, like you said, teach it all. My question is I'm a boxing promoter. My son is a professional boxer, so I kind of half manage him and have to see about him. And then I also have an 8 to 5. I work at the police department back at home.
I didn't do it, but okay.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I'm committed to a league on Tuesday night, so I have to be there every night. But then I also go live as soon as
But you also gonna tell me this question. What's your question?
So I'm setting you up. So my question is that this is what makes me money, while I'm at work, because I don't want to leave. I have 4 years left. I can retire. I'll be 56. So my thing is that if I actually went from 5,100 the year before, which was 22. Then I had a 424% increase to 29K last year. And this is working an 8 to 5. But I also have my other job. So how do I juggle everything? I can't stay focused. In other words.
We know, baby. But we love you. And you is kind, you is smart, and you is important, okay? So listen, I'm gonna give you the real. I didn't start doing multiple things until I perfected a thing. So I'm gonna say that first of all, because I don't want anybody to get confused about that. I didn't have the laundromat when we were not making money in the daycare. And we waited to do wash and fold to add that service because we knew we couldn't put that on our plate. So I'm gonna say to you, you need to really sit down with yourself, and I don't mind talking to you tonight. You can't be being masterful at all of those things. Now, some of those things may be really important to you, and I think you need to separate philanthropy and family from business. And you need to decide, this is how much I can do on this side, and this is how much I can do on this side. Because I know that you love your son, so you want to manage him, but maybe to get where he needs to go, you need to find someone to help you do that and to support him with that. I don't tell anybody, not a damn person, to leave their job until they're ready, especially since you're at the point where you can almost retire. So you're gonna have to really find, how do I use my 6 to 10, 3 to 4 days a week to make sure that I can get it done. But you are gonna have to set some priorities.
Because while I'm at work, I'm working.
We know, girl, we know, I know you're working. And we wanna help you. I'll meet you in the lobby. Okay. My name is Brandy, okay? Find me. Yeah. All right. So listen, guys, my time is up, but I do wanna say this. It is, say, aw. He ain't gonna give me no more time because he gotta break this place down. Y'all give it up for Lamar. But I am gonna say this really quick. I am always available to this community. I'm in the Facebook group. You can tag me, you can ask a question, and I will respond. The thing that I ask back from you is that you just do the work. Don't let your potential die and fizzle out. Build your confidence. Build your cash, and let's get 100 days better together.